Module 2, page 20, second paragraph onwards. Hello, he said. Are you enjoying yourself? I gave him my most appealing smile and mentioned that I wanted to work for him. He continued walking and spoke. What makes you think that I want someone to work for me? Well, I said, I've been wandering about all day looking for the best person to work for. When I saw you, I knew that no one else had a chance. So now here, both of them, they were watching the match. Then they left the match and both of them started walking. And so here, Arun, he acknowledged the thief's presence, and then and he just asked whether he was enjoying himself. And then the thief, he wanted to flatter Arun. He wanted to impress him, so he gave him his most, impressive smile. And then he also told him that he wants to work for him. And so Arun, like when he heard this, he was actually surprised as to how come some stranger who was standing in front of him is inviting himself to get employed into Arun's household. So then Arun was actually surprised as to how come he is, getting himself or not getting himself, who he is inviting himself to get himself employed with Arun. So Arun tells him that what makes you think that I need someone, and how is it that and do you think that you stand a chance of getting yourself employed? So then the Steve, he was, very good in talking, so he sweet talks with him, and he says that, when I looked at you, I knew that there was no one else who had a better chance than me in getting myself employed by you. So then Arun says, you flatter me, he said. That's all right, I replied. He added, but you can't work for me. Why not? I asked. He clarified, because I can't pay you. I thought that over for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. Can you feed me? I asked. Can you cook? He countered. I can cook, I lied. If you can cook, he said, I'll feed you. So now here, the thief, he's he wanted to get himself employed by Arun, because he was a person who goes by the physical features of what was visible to him on that person's face. So he thought that, okay, if he gets himself employed by Arun, maybe, in the first place, this boy, the 15-year-old boy, is actually a thief. So he thought that, okay, maybe Arun is a, well-to-do person. So if I get myself employed here, I can one day, rob him and make myself rich. So with all this in mind itself, he was planning to get himself employed there. And then uh, finally Arun told that, yeah, I am not a rich person, I am just basically a middle income person, and I am not in a position to keep anybody in my employment. But then the thief somehow persuades him and tells that, okay, uh, yeah, if you can feed me, I will, stick by you. And then Arun was hesitant, because he just did not want somebody, tagging along with him. So he told, okay, if you can cook for me, I will, keep you in my employment. So he told, if you can cook for me, I'll feed you. So with that, this thing, Arun took the thief along with him. Okay, so now next one, we will see that, yeah, he took me to his room and told me I could sleep in the veranda. Uh, I I was nearly back on the street that night. The meal I cooked must have been pretty awful, because Arun gave it to the neighbor's cat and told me to be off. But I just hung around smiling quietly, and then he couldn't help laughing. He then asked me to come back in. patted me on the head and said, "Never mind, I'll teach you to cook in the morning." Not only did he teach me to cook, but he taught me to write my name and his. He also said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and add money on paper when there wasn't any in the pocket. So now here he says that uh, uh, that night Aaron took the thief along with him to his house and then made him sleep there on the veranda. And then the he says that uh, since the thief told that he knew to cook, Arun told him to cook something, and then it so happened that the food that was cooked by the thief was not edible. It was not fit for consumption, and Arun had to give it off to the neighbor's cat. And Arun would have literally kicked him out that night, but being night, he did not, kick out that poor boy. In fact, he told him to, stay on, and he felt pity on that on the narrator, and he told that no problem, I will teach you to cook in the morning. And not only that, he also offered him to teach him how to write not only his own name but also Arun's name, and he also promised him that as and when time permits, he will teach him to write whole sentences and also how to add money and simple additions when it comes to money transactions. So that was what was promised by Arun. So Arun was the thief or the narrator. He was very happy that he was not thrown out for his awful cooking, but because of Arun's what do you say um, forgiving a nature, or he was a person who was very kind. He felt pity on the thief and persuaded the thief to stay back. I can't You can't say persuaded. He told the thief to stay back, and that was how the thief continued in Arun's employment. uh, Page 21. It was quite pleasant working for Aaron. I made the tea in the morning and later I went out shopping. I would take my time buying the day's supplies and make a profit of about 25 paise a day. I would tell Aaron that the rice was 56 paise a pound. It generally was, but I would get it at 50 paise a pound. I think he knew I made a little this way, but he didn't mind. He wasn't giving me a regular salary. I was really grateful to Aaron for teaching me to write. I knew that once I could write like an educated person, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. I might even be, sorry, it might even be an incentive to be honest. So now here in this two paragraphs, we come to know that Arun, he was a very pleasant person, and the narrator or the thief, he would make tea for Arun in the morning, and later on he would go grocery shopping, buying all the day's supplies that was needed for them to cook the food. And then he says that whenever he did his grocery shopping, he would always make a profit of about 25 paise, and this money what he made as profit, he wouldn't return it back to Arun, but he would keep it to himself as a sort of a reward, or as sort as indirect payment, because Arun was not giving him a what you say regular salary. And he knew that Arun knew that he was making a little for himself, but since Arun did not mind it, he kept this little reward that he was making for himself every day whenever he would whenever he would go grocery shopping. And then he was also actually thankful to Arun for teaching him how to write, and then he felt that if he stays on in Arun's employment, Arun would go on teaching him, and he would, or by after a few months he would become an educated man. And if one was an educated man, then there was no limit for one's achievement. So he says that if he would, hang on here, he would become educated. And then this was one incentive, or this was one encouraging, what do you say, um, mm, encourage or this was something encouraging for him to hang on here, because if he would still continue to be in Arun's employment, then there would come a day where he would learn, he would become educated, and this would, what do you say, channelize him to turn to honest means of livelihood. He would no longer need to, rely on being a thief for earning his daily livelihood. Next paragraph. Arun made money by fits and starts. He would be borrowing one week, lending the other. He would keep worrying about his next check, but as soon as it arrived, he would go out and celebrate lavishly. So, now, here in this paragraph, the narrator tells us that Arun, he was not a person who was, earning a regular income. He had a very irregular pattern of. He says that sometimes he would, to make his meat, he would borrow money from people, whereas the next week he would get a lot of money and he would be lending out the money. So it was not, what you say, he did not have a regular income. It was one week he would be borrowing, the other week he would be lending money, or he would be, spending it lavishly, and, just wasting and celebrating it on his friends. Next paragraph of that page. One evening, he came home with a wad of notes, and at night I saw him tuck the bundle under his mattress at the end of the bed. I had been working for Arun for nearly a fortnight, and apart from the shopping, hadn't done much to exploit him. I had every opportunity for doing so. I had a key to the front door, which meant I could enter the room whenever Arun was out. He was the most trusting person I had ever met, and that was why I couldn't bring myself to rob him. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he deserves to be robbed. It's easy to rob a rich man because he can afford to be robbed. But it's difficult to rob a poor man, especially one who really doesn't care if he is robbed. A rich man or a greedy man or a careful man won't keep his money under a pillow or mattress. He'll lock it up in a safe. Arun had put his money where it would be a child's play for me to remove it without his knowledge. So, now, here in this last paragraph of that page, the narrator or the thief goes on to say that it was almost 15 days he was working for Arun, and then he's saying during these 15 days he had gained the confidence of Arun, and Arun had even given him the key of his house, where he had the full liberty to enter and, move out and enter the house even in the absence of Arun. And then he says that Arun happened to be the most trusting person he had met. And because of this quality of Arun, the narrator or the thief couldn't come to, rob from Arun, because we know that the narrator is a thief by profession. So whenever he would get an opportunity, he would rob. But then, seeing how, royal and how trusting Arun was, he couldn't bring himself to rob them. So he says that one day he saw Arun come back with a wad of money in his hands, and according to Arun, the most safest place happened to be under the pillow. And so here the thief goes on to says that if a rich person, you know, if a rich person or a greedy person or a careful man comes into a lot of money, the place where they would keep the money would be, immediately they would put it up into a locker, or they would keep it under lock and key. But for a simple person like Aaron, he was a very simple person by nature. He did not know the importance of money, and so for him, the most safest place happened to be just under his pillow, where he would be, sleeping or resting that night. So he says that it would be like a child play. It was almost like a child's play for the thief to remove that money from under the pillow if he was tempted to rob from Arun that night. So here I would stop my second model at page number 21.